This is Margaret in Windsor. Bear with me again till I get this up, okay? Well, thank you if you're still there and if have such problems, don't I? With something that should have been simple. They gave me the wrong one, and anyway, I don't think it's going to go up. I'll probably be talking into a microphone that's turned off on the camera and all that. The reason I'm putting this up now is it's been ongoing for a long, long time that I've done the videos, and then I was on Facebook prior. So it's been quite a few years and quite a few videos. Uh, anyway, a friend of mine, a dear friend, told me about a video, and I'm going to say this. Um, I do know a whole lot. I really do. And this involves, and I would hope that you would all take time and look at this video. And then on the video, there are following books. I'm not sure you can get the books, but you can get the video. And I wouldn't put this up if I didn't know that there's things in there I can't tell. But the video is true. It connects to the Tesla files also, and a book, The Last President, that was, I think, I tried to write it down. I'm just tired. 127 years ago. Also, well, let me get this first. It's by the Last President was written by Engersol Lock Wood. Lock Wood is 2 words. And it's supposedly about Barron Trump, President Trump's son, Barron. Then there's one that comes on right after that. It may be connected to that one, Mystic Circle by Engersol Lock Wood. The Last President is one I want you to read. And it talks about, I never knew this existed. And this friend told me about it this morning, and I really appreciate her for sending it to me, letting me know about it. And it sure makes sense to me. And then the following one does. I don't usually say anything about this. As part of it I tell, part I don't, because I still don't know it's true. The only thing I can say, unless you watch it, and I do understand the video. I've lived my life, and for whatever reason, it's been put in there. I do want to say this, though. There's a section, I'm jumping around, but you can bear with me if it's, well, it's up to you whether you do or not. When I finished that video, and I may have finished one more, The Last President, and that was President Trump, Engersol Lock Wood wrote it. There was one, I'm sorry. Well, no, I'm not sorry. I'm tired and I'm through a lot, and my phone's going out and all that. Facebook's not coming up right. You can't. So anyway, there's one comment that the FBI made to me, and there's a lot of others in this that mean something. Well, knock it down right at the right time too, don't I? It's all pre-planned, whether you can want to believe me or not. I could get up there. People would get mad at me if I told them what it may be true. I don't know. Anyway, so the FBI way back. This is when they almost killed me. I was almost killed and all that, April Fool Day, that time. Um, I don't know how this is doing, but anyway, they said something, are you going through the tunnel yet? Now, that would mean something to you, but that was in this. It means something to me. Yeah. Wow. So somebody can go off and say, oh, yes, she's a Looney Tune. But you go, well, no, I'm not. I'm very sane. I always have been. And I've lived through what most of you couldn't live through a second. A lot of you couldn't. I know, excuse me, I don't want everybody mad at me. I know there's some very good people, especially the Brits and Germans and some Americans that have tried to help. But there's also some mean ones. Let me make sure nobody gets mad at me. There's some bad people that were in England and the UK, and there's certainly bad people that were here and were part of this whole takedown in the Illuminati. Now then, let me go on. This man, I'm going to skip a little bit from the, well, the last president, by Engersol Lock Wood. And there's the Mystic Circle and some more that you should read. But I'm going to skip to this one. And I meant to look it up. It's in Rockingham County where this gentleman, I've forgotten his name, but anyway, if you read it, oh, well, I need a secretary. I need a life. I need to be able to live. It's connected with this one, with Trump, the end times. That's what Engersol, so I almost said Engersol Rand, that's a, I wonder where they got that name. It's a space company that my husband, I will say this, and I'm going to say it now. My husband, before I knew, he was giving me cryptic, whatever you want to say, that you put together. I've always said it was like Hansel and Gretel, and they would put down little pieces of bread or something so they could find their way home. The only problem, they're a bird ate it up, I think. But he would give me these little clues. And didn't make any sense there, but it sure does now. So for whoever he was, he knew what was going to happen. He really did. Or somebody had him programmed and he told me, because he sure the heck knew. And I'm not even going to put it all up here. It's too much, and most people wouldn't even listen anyway. Okay, the Tesla files were stolen. I was saying something about that. And this is about time travel. I didn't get any of that. I didn't see any of it. I was just telling about mind control murders, programming people, and you could cure cancer or anything or create a disease. And it really gets me when these TV stations go on here, and I've told them all over and over, and they know it. And they said something the other day that was somebody found a cure for cancer. I thought, my God, they've had it since the Tesla files were stolen and before. So I don't know what the bear and Trump exactly. You can read it. Certainly seems true. It's a picture in there that looks like that was drawn years ago. This didn't just happen. The only thing that this was back before Donald Trump's uncle. I had no idea when I started writing this book in '76 and telling about this that had anything to do with President Trump. I didn't even know about him at the time. Well, the Tesla files were stolen, and in this video, and I mean, it's very interesting, it's very true. It really is. Shocked me. I'm glad she sent it to me. But I'm going to forget what I was going to say because I didn't live this one. Well, I did part of it. But the Tesla files are about, UFOs. And suddenly this morning on 1 o'clock, you've got Nick Pope. A British was high up in the government, was telling some things that are being just released by the CIA, etc. Well, he was way up there too, so he pretty knowledgeable. I was listening to that. So if this is rambling, maybe you'll go back one day if you read this and you'll understand. But the files that were stolen that I had nothing to do with, I never even knew the Tesla files were going to, anything about this was going to be with President Trump as president. And according to this, he's the last president, and I believe it. I really do. So I'm rambling. I should just get off and say that. And oh, I said about all I want to, and I'm not going to go any further because I am going to say this. The other day, that I had a problem with. I got the new heater because I can't use this heat because it's so horrible. It's mildew and mold. This is ongoing, deliberately made me move and all this. I'm allergic to chemicals. Well, this is horrible. So I don't use it, but it's so cold here. Somebody had given me a little heater, and it had acrylic inside or something. Well, it made me sick, and I should not come in contact with these things that have made me. They're deliberate. Now I don't know that this lady who gave me that little heater did deliberately, or she's given me a gift, or it's because it had acrylic in it. And she knows about my autoimmune disorder, about a lot of this. This lady recently, just a week ago, very nice lady, sent me a nice heater, and I'm using it. But what I wanted to say was the other one was getting where I could use it because I'd put it off and let it run over a period of time, and I guess it gets rid of the acrylic in it. But I thought, well, I can put it back here by the air conditioning unit here, heating, that I can't use, but there's only room in here to put it. And I put it not underneath it, but by the side on the floor. Well, it collected evidently what's down in the bottom of it. And God, I thought I was going to wake up dead. Anyway, I tried to do a video, and you would not believe. I thought, that didn't dawn on me that it sucked in that stuff from that. So I'm been, how long have I been sucking it up? And the thing is, I am so. This could be okay here. It is. That's killing me over the years. But I've been subjected to that probably all my life to a degree, but since I came to Roanoke, really, except the times I was up on the Appalachian Trail, and then I've told what happened to me there a couple of years ago. A nightmare. Now where am I going back to? Let me get back to the Tesla files that were stolen. I was writing about the mind control and the fact you cure illnesses, create it. And I had a list over the times for the years since 76 is when I started it. And Larry Flint was shot in Lawrenceville, Georgia, nearby Marietta, where I live. And there's a whole list of them. And nobody wanted to hear it. They wouldn't tell it. They won't tell about my kidnapping, because who kidnapped me and who took down my dad, and the lies about Edward VIII, who never married Wallace Simpson. He was married to Claudia Ruth O'Keefe from Madison, Wisconsin, school teacher sister to artist Georgia O'Keefe, a most beautiful lady. And I was born after they literally forced my father out with character assassination and more. And he had made papers that were legal, went through proper channels, and I'm the monarch, the real monarch, Victoria II, the minute I was born, which would bring him back as my power of attorney and guardian. Well, that lasted shortly till I was 2 years old, and Elizabeth knows this, she has to have been around me. Of course she was. So my father, evidently, from what I can remember, moved back into one of the palaces, and there was a big ordeal about a cup. And the best I can remember, well, I know it was somebody in Australia said something about a cup to her relative, and I could remember that. My father must have had it made Victoria II, Queen Victoria II, the cup, and put it up there. And that's when Elizabeth's illegal. There's no words to describe him. He was made king, which is illegal by the Illuminati. He helped take down his own brother. He helped kidnap me, the real monarch, his niece. What a sorry sot. Anyway, he raised, I'll say Cain. I don't want to say a bad word here that might make me bad after all I've been through with these bad, horrible people. But there was a fight going on over here in words and really upset. And this man, I assume it was Elizabeth's dad, George the Illegal Six, was coming out angry as heck. Can you get that? This is kind of like what's happened to me. People have committed crimes against me. I try to put it up. I mean, they've just been ongoing, and I'm the one that's labeled bad or lying. I haven't lied about any of it. People get mad at you just like he got mad, his own brother, at my father for doing what was right, what was his, taking up for himself, his country, and me and his wife, Claudia Ruth O'Keefe, my mom. And here he is screaming at my father. He's the one that was the crook in the movie made to the, what was it, the King's Speech. Oh, everybody was, it's making him look good, Elizabeth, the Queen. They're illegal, they're traitors, they're war criminals, and they should have been charged. Well, anyway, back to this. The Tesla files. There was a lot like time travel, all kinds of information that was stolen. Now that on this tape I had heard, well, the Illuminati has it. Okay, so I don't know. I hope Trump's not a part of them, all right? I'm just going to tell you what I do know. They have to have it. The Illuminati did. Now then, they say some things on this video I'm telling you about. So my understanding, true or not, is the FBI ended up with it, but then some of the FBI, they control everything except maybe a portion of the FBI and the Brits. They hopefully they don't control the British totally, intelligence and all that. I pray, okay? I don't think they do, and I don't want to say something that hurts somebody that's trying to help. Anyway, I got that thing running for a minute now, and I'm going to have to get up and turn it up. It makes me, I started to say that when I turned that little heater on, it sucked all that up, and it's going to get down to close to zero here tonight. And I thought, well, I'll try to use it again and see if it got all that stuff out, and I'll set it up high where it's not pulling that out. Well, I got sick all over again. I don't know what it is. I don't know that I've ever been affected like that. I know, well, I'm going to put something, I could put something up here, but I'm not going to, I don't need to feed information to people that some people might get it and want to hurt me with it. But whatever is in that mold, mildew, and all that underneath there, got in the heater. I tried to make a video the other night, and I hope this is not blank, gonna come up blank. I couldn't make the video. I couldn't figure out what was wrong with me then, because I really couldn't. It kind of like a stun gun hitting you, you know. So that did that just now a while back. It's been about 3 hours ago now, and I realized what was happening now and did it, and I thought, no, I'm not going to be able to use the heater unless somebody cleans it out for me. So anyway, because it got up in there. I don't know if this is making sense to you, but I would suggest that anybody read the book, the book. Well, I don't know if you can get the book. There was several books, but the video was The Last President. And Engersol Lock Wood, that's the one that the video's